What is going on, YouTube? This is John from Emphatic coming to you with the latest Emphatic War recap. There you see we beat Forged from Steel in CCL 102 to 101. Once again, I have these pre-recorded and I'm just doing the audio now a full week later. So there you see our stats. I was not paying attention to them, so hopefully you were. And yeah, these guys ran a whole bunch of anti-3s, which is really, or anti-2s for their 11s, which was really disappointing. We didn't take any down. Definitely something we got to work on. But you see there, Kraken took 4 defenses before I finally hit him with a regular bitch hit for just the second star. So I think everybody was just a little bit too fancy on that. But then you see right there, 93% on number 6. It's a lot closer than it actually was. I had a little bit of misfortune with my attack. And there was an easy fix. I don't remember what it was that I was going to try to have the last guy do, but he had a lot of low plan he liked. But we'll just get right into the 10s here. We had a few. I think we had one extra 10v10. I think it was like 4-3 10v10s. So that was the difference in the war. I don't remember how our Town Hall 9 performance was in this one either. I know in the following recap, because I got going right after this one, I have a little bit more knowledge on that, but this one I'm not 100% sure on. I think we were just a little bit below their percent. Like, I think we had scouts for everything. Or everything that we didn't hit initially. Because that's the thing that we do in these no-dip wars, is we'll just go ahead and start getting our fresh hits out as early as we can. You know, the guys are hitting for 3 stars with a plan to at least get the Town Hall, so This was a really rough base. Look at this. They get the whole walkway. Like, one jump gets you both Infernos. That's just something that doesn't happen. You never see freeze on a Town Hall 10 bitch, but this one you did because no other spells were needed. You see the bowlers did fizzle out, and there's a lot of side trash at the bottom there that the bowlers had to come bounce back. Maybe he could have pre-dropped that wizard and some of those archers. So this gets a little bit closer than it should. But finally we speed it up. You'll see how close this gets here. It does have some back-end balloons, though, that do a nice bit of damage, but don't take out all the Teslas. But the Teslas will never keep up with all the skeletons, so that's a nice hit. Here we go, Eamon. This is the base. This is the hit that I think we should have had on that recap, but Even Pumpa will tell you that Lalo should not have been on YouTube, but hey, Pumpa, your Lalo's going to get on YouTube twice. Eamon's just turned into a flat-out killer. I mean, we had him in the last week's recaps, too, with dragons, but this time he's getting it done with balloons, so definitely stepping his game up, figuring these out. I'm still at a lot. Like, I'm playing with Suicide Lalo with my Mini 9 that has what is it? What's the heroes now? 16 and 18 heroes, and doing pretty well with that. And it leads me to, I feel like balloons are pretty easy nowadays. It's just knowing where to get your suicide value. You see here, Eamon with his wall breakers, he's still learning the patience of them. Like, wall breakers aren't that hard that a lot of people make them out to be. But they do require some patience. They do require knowing what building's got to be down before you unload them. And there he just let them go a little bit too early, so they broke a little high. And then here's a perfect time where he should have done. Okay, he did do the wall break here. It's a future. It's another attack that I think it may have been the one in a previous recap that's already been live for like a week, where I think he had the. Well, actually, you know what? He did have the wall breakers not do as well as they should here. They didn't even do the secondary break, but he doesn't need it. Look at. With that joint being broken open, he's got access to 2 more air defenses. So he's got easy pathing to the first air defense. He's not going to get any Inferno Towers, but doesn't really need them. You really don't need to super prioritize the Infernos as long as you got an easy path into them, which he does. And he's dropping a Rage on the first one. And he's going to just completely hasten to the second. So you see a big group coming in. It's only targeting 5 balloons at once, so it can't concentrate on that big wad right there. So we get in, get a nice drop on there. 2 drops, it's gone. You know, those balloons are a little bit roughed up, but we got plenty coming in the backside, still led by hastes. And they only have a point defense to keep up with them. and it's not going to happen. Queen's up at full health, still cleaning up. Bunch of minions down, so great step in your game up, Eamon. You're getting to be pretty fearsome. Should be in some All-Star Wars. All right, we got Alligator with the CCL recap hit you've already seen on Adam's stream, and this was a pretty close hit. Pretty long time to start the intro too. These outside wall bases are weird. I'm experiencing these when I'm FCing these bases with my 11, and he's already dropped the queen up top, but spud past her what she jet dropped. I never have my sound out on the game, so I don't know when stuff's happening. I might... Actually, I know I have it on my iPad, but for my iPhone, I have to keep bouncing it on and off. I'm not one of those types of people that sits there and cranks up the sound, makes everybody listen to what I'm doing, so... Not like the wife having YouTube cranked up at like 9:30 at night, 10:30 at night. You're trying to watch South Park or something like that. She's got to have YouTube full blast right next to you. It sucks. But, I think the healers might take one shot from this air defense. Oh, no, or none. So, gets nice value. Queen decides she's going to hop up, so she'll just start heading towards the other sweeper there. And get that out of the way relatively quick. Queen's already down. We get the haste to get in there. And the problem with the Lalo is this whole path established is great, although he's slow to get the flanking buildings there. As you see, some of the balloons bounced out to go get that Tesla because he took for a little bit to drop those outside balloons. But you'll see that everything starts pathing around the Inferno, and the Inferno ends up being the last building hit. So all that surplus of balloons that he has ends up getting slowly chipped away as the air defense and the Inferno are shooting at him. No haste assistance, but Queen and the last couple balloons finally get it. So this was a lot more by the skin of his teeth than he planned. All right, in and out, the Bitchmaster. Let's see here. I don't know where he's coming from. We'll find out. Does have the Queen walk engaged for this one for all those wizard towers he's going to get a hold of. So we get the bowlers and witches down. First golem down. Get some bowlers to start chipping away at that cannon. I think he loses his flank relatively quickly here. Was in and out the first attack that I also showed too? Where it was... I don't remember who got the hit where you had the one jump with the really bad base. Wall breaks in, so that way the first jump leads directly into the Inferno. He has a second jump already down. Quick to get his heal spell down too. Should be going right now. Yep, especially because those bombs are getting hit. That's my problem whenever I'm running Town Hall 10 bitches. I'm really slow on that heal. Aside from the fact that I always seem to find a double bomb as soon as I get in there. But yeah, you see he's lost that side flank already, but the kill squad just gets in and guts the entire base. There's really only mortars shooting at them, so they're not doing a ton of work. Especially because we got a whole bunch of skeletons on the inside. It looks like they bounced back to come inside. And swags the Skelly spell on the clan castle. Alright, we got Gaki, and Gaki's just a monster. He's coming at this with hogs, Queen Walk hogs. And I'm really interested, since I'm sort of paying attention, since I got a talking to about my Town Hall 9's performance in the clan that it's in. And I did pretty bad in the potluck war that I was with everybody at. I'm kind of curious to see when you're not going with Witch Slap, like what's the best attack. And I'm really liking the Sui Lalo where I got like 24 balloons to play with. I mean, that seems to correct a lot of errors right there. But it's like Town Hall 10, but not as hard as Town Hall 10. It's really about seeing where you're getting your most suicide value at. And without having the Infernals, you got a lot more room for error. But Town Hall 10, it just seems to always stick, like, am I getting the proper amount of sui value? So I think that's my downfall with doing 10v10. Of course, I'm not that great at doing 10v11 either. I'm mostly beloved for my 11, I think. Swear to God, one of these days I'm going to get my 11v11 triple. I'm close. I had a 97% against Reddit Viper, and I had a 93% against these guys. I'm very close. That close Queen Walk Bowler Witch hit is just so powerful. And it can catch a lot of bases. Eventually I'll get one. Or a few. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing when I'm watching, like, Clan VNN's channel, and what's that one that I've been watching lately? Poetic Justice is one I found. Killer is another one, who I think does Ecuador. And of course, every time Golden Goblins puts one up, I'm watching that because those guys can hit pretty well, and they're really some of these attacks are easily done in a fair play environment. So you just got to plan a little bit. Much like 10v10, it's kind of finding your best Queen Walk value to close into a kill squad. A lot of the times it's a direct focus on an eagle and how much you can take with the eagle. At least that's what it's looking like to me. This attack, I don't see any defensive targeting units. This is interesting. Is this going to be like a Golem Avalanche? He gets the bowlers in there. 2 jumps down. 2 jumps basically gets him access to the entire base. Queen should be walking on the outside. Surprised those healers don't bounce and go grab a golem. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually do. Excuse me. So you got a couple golems that are stuck. Not golem, but bowlers. Could they come handy later? We'll see. Well, he still got 5 wizards in the bag and really can't do too much in starting to do cleanup with them. Because there's not much tanking for him. But now we're starting to get golems. Hopefully where they can start getting targeted. Like the wizard tower's on them, but that's not going to do anybody any good. Bowlers do come up and finally get that arch tower, so now we get the cleanup wizards down. So Queen was able to hold her ability to the end. I mean, the raid was never really in question. But that's an interesting loadout. And we're going to go with Eliana's Mini with a Witch Slap. 3 golems in this Witch Slap. That's interesting. I think I heard Tim call this the Elephant. It's interesting to take a look at this running live because I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't even think I was paying attention to it when I was recording this. I know witch slaps don't get the love that they deserve on one of our other channels. You know, Blizzard. But I show them here because I love witches. So it looks like one of the flanks with the golems is already fizzled out. Oh no, the witch ended up surviving. Where's Queen? Queen's following a whole bunch of skellies, so Queen's gonna end up cleaning up everything else. Especially because the golem's getting targeted by mortars. That'll do that. I think this is the last. This is the last raid I got in this. So, I mean, that's all. Probably pretty much got to say. It's great to get the first one in the CCL. So, good war, guys. Good war, FFS. Thanks for watching.